I've been watching quite a few YouTube videos, and I think I may have touched on this in another video, but I want to just come out and say something bold that I think is going to offend people, which I do not care. But I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. I'm not gonna say this is so much pride as it is something that is more of a relief to me. See, I'm happy that there has been this movement to discuss modernity on YouTube in terms of loneliness. For all of the worldly interconnectedness we have, people are really, really lonely. And they feel a sense of loneliness and a realization that people who they thought liked them really don't like them, and that they don't have any friends. There are people who got online and cried and talked about how no matter how loyal they are to people, that those people in turn don't reciprocate. And if you are that person and you're listening right now, I would tell you to please not stress your loneliness, because this lonely period where you have no friends and nobody really likes you and they're not inviting you to places, there's a reason for this. I want you to reframe this and look internally at yourself. Are you entirely too nice to some people? Is your kindness taken for weakness? A second thing I want you to look at yourself and examine and see while you're in this loneliness is if somehow you miss the signs. See, when people don't really like you the way that you think they do, and I've mentioned this on a previous video about a young woman killed by so-called friends. See, when people don't like you the way that you think they do, oftentimes their body language will convey what they will not say with words. It's sort of like being in a relationship when somebody doesn't really want to be with you anymore and ghost you. That happens in friendships too, the friendship ghosting. See, when people don't contact you or they don't go out of their effort to reciprocate what you're showing them in loyalty, they are all and out telling you they want nothing to do with you. And people will say, well, that's not true. That's a lie. It is true, because if people wanted something to do with you, they would prioritize you instead of playing these games. Loneliness is a beautiful thing. The second I started to practice it, I started to find out who my true friends were. And see, the thing is, I'm starting to learn now, because I'm watching YouTube videos of people who had lots of so-called friends in high school, only for high school to end and those friendships end. And it hurts those people because they thought those friendships can continue. But with regard through the K through 12 learning experience, I would advise you to find healthy ways to deal with that, because when you transition into an adult, you're no longer that child. So I think it's natural that some of those friendships are going to fall off. I don't mean that to be cruel, because sometimes you get married, sometimes you go off to your person you was friends with go off to the military and meets a whole new set of friends that understand them. Some go off to college, some go off to an international job. You just don't know. What I'm happy about is that you all are expressing how much this hurts you, because this lack of connectedness can hurt people. And here's the thing, though I can be a bit of a cynic, and I'm working on that, because you shouldn't be able to believe in God and be a cynic, I'm not telling you to not make an effort to make friends. What I'm telling you is to pay attention to people's body language, because their body language will tell you whether they do or do not want anything to do with you. That body language is real important, because it sucks to sit and contact people and text them or write them and try to make something work when that person's clearly showing you that they want nothing to do with you. And it brings about anxiety when you know that you've put forth your best effort. So what I'm saying is that I'm happy to see the videos where people say they don't have any friends because they're being candid about why. So if you're asking me personally, I don't see any reason to make effort to have a whole lot of fake people in my face. This is just me. My life got a lot less stressful and got a lot happier when I quit being fake with people. And I live by a philosophy, two philosophies now. One is one word: reciprocity. If you don't provide reciprocity to me, I cut you off. 3 people learned that the hard way in 2023. When you act a certain way or you do a certain thing that I find derelict and it goes against my values, I can walk away from you, just as you should be able to walk away from me. Okay? Number 2, and I'll tell people this quick when they ask, if they ever ask me, I don't get paid enough to be fake. I don't care enough to take on the anxiety and stress of trying too hard for you when I don't see the benefit in that for me. Now take that how you want to. That's just how I feel about it. It's simply that I'm telling you to languish in your loneliness, but do so while doing research. If you are going to practice this loneliness, find the time to tell yourself what you are looking for in a friendship once you come out of it. Because knowing what you want and paying attention to body language is going to be essential to saving you from being hurt. Because a lot of times people won't like you and they're not going to just come out and tell you. They're just not going to reciprocate any of your reaching out via email, via phone, via former friend, via text. Now, there are some instances where people just get busy and they genuinely forgot. But when it's a repeated thing, most of the time that person just doesn't know how to tell you or can't be bothered with telling you that you're really not a priority to them. And I say make 2024 from here on out the year that you prioritize yourself regardless of how people feel. Thank you so much. I hope you all subscribe. Have a good day.